Welcome to the 2016-17 Tonto's Demise season.
Season 14. This is Matt Detling, Tonto Bowl 1 and Tonto Bowl 3 champion.
And I'm Detonator's Tonto Bowl 6 champ? Yeah. Since when did you say your first name?
Since it's season 14. You should know my name by now, but if you don't, it's Matt.
It's a good time to start.
It's good. I'm trying to change my ways, Brian.
You're going to be the nice guy like Jimmy?
Yeah. Well, maybe there's a little unfinished business on that, but we'll see.
We'll get to that. So what do you think about that opening music?
I mean, I thought it was directed at somebody for sure. We all know who's back. Mr. Brandon Bigler.
Disco,
the only man that I know that can rock a pair of men's leotards and still look sexy.
Wow, I was actually driving home, not for that one, but for the first two musical selections, and I was like, all right, I got to see what he did. I'm sure it's Smack Talk or something, but I was both horrified and impressed at the same time.
I'm not going to lie, I was pooping.
Oh, wow.
I was pooping and watching this at the same time. It was slightly erotic.
I mean, that's a whole other level of dedication that he's writing original music to his team.
For the Hubers, too.
Yeah, for the
Against
Hubers. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Bringing it back. He's going to spark this league.
Jay will probably never hear that.
No, I think he's going against Jimmy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Jimmy
Jimmy heard it.
Yeah. Oh, you know he heard that.
And he was like, it's on.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
But I have to say, all of our seances throughout the past few seasons, they've worked.
The seances have worked. Bigler's back from the dead.
Ooh, sexy.
Woot!
Woot. We have been trying to call him back from the dead for 2 seasons, I think.
We have. But rest assured, you probably will not have a ghost of Vanilla J.
That's true, yeah.
Well, there might be. You never know. Who knows what crazy skit we'll come up with. Give us enough time.
You mean Jeff, right? Jeff.
Oh, yeah. J for short.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Jay. That is the first letter of Jeff.
Yes. And what should we do? We should talk about, well, boy, am I excited, Brian. I mean, first of all, let's say we are keeping our emotions down as best as possible.
Yes.
Little Nola is in the back in here in the kitchen. Oh, she just opened up her eyes.
Open up her eyes. That is not good for anybody.
Uh-oh. Shh.
We are screwed.
Just stay still. Don't make a move.
It's too late.
It's too late. All right, we might have to pause you guys. Pause.
And we are back.
Yes, we are. And this might be a normal occurrence this year, so get used to it.
Get used to it.
What's funny is his cat is now sitting where the baby was a minute ago because he wants the bed.
Yep, he wants to kind of own her and be the dominant one, so now he's sitting in the little bouncy chair licking himself.
And soon we'll be playing with the toys.
Yeah. So anyways, we are finally back after that brief interruption. And what were we talking about? Sexy?
We're talking about Brandon Bigler being back in the league, being all
yeah.
sexy and whatnot, and how happy we all are to have him here.
Yeah.
Huber's included.
They just don't know how to show it, that's all.
Right, yeah. They don't know how to show feelings.
They've got a funny way of showing it. And they'll learn to love him again.
They will. You gotta learn how to love him. Bigler's got a big open heart. He might come off as a jerk face sometimes, but you just gotta listen to those words, and he shows his feelings in other ways. I love the guy. I could tell you Bigler stories later on. Probably not gonna do it now because we're crunched for time.
We are.
But since the baby's not here, I can't tell you how fucking excited I am to have the season start again.
Me too.
So
it's gonna be incredible.
Yeah. So I'm trying to temper my language around the baby. I don't want the baby to remember it.
It's good. That's good. I don't expect that from you at all. And if Bigler was here, he would not hold back. He'd be like, I'm gonna raise him right.
Yeah.
F that baby.
Oh my gosh! I don't think Bigler would say it like that.
No.
But yeah, he would definitely. He'd say she's gonna learn sooner or later.
That's right. Why not hear from the best?
He is the best of the F-bomb.
So we have one member coming into the league again, returning to the league, which is really exciting. But I'm sad to say we have one going out.
Who?
That'd be none other than Twerk. I mean, you saw it. Yeah,
Twerk.
He listed. He said he's no longer going to be in the league next year. So I guess we're saying farewell, and we gotta try and replace him.
That's true. He did say that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could probably call it Pyro.
Okay.
Maybe he'd want to get back in the league. Maybe Justin Gattulla.
Justin Gattulla call off from Vegas.
Yeah, we all give Craig big old credit about like the wide receiver heavy strategy, and said, oh, Craig's the one that came up with it. Well, no newsflash. Justin Gattulla came up with it before even magazines came up with it years ago.
Before it actually worked.
Yeah, and it would have probably worked, but Justin had the unfortunate thing happen to him where it was I forget, it was the Green Bay Packer, Javon Walker. Yeah. He had 3 receivers, first 3 rounds, boom, boom, boom.
Never saw it before.
No, yeah, never. Everyone's like, "What are you, crazy?" And Javon Walker caught like a 75-yard pass and then promptly blew out his knee, and just screwed Gattulla's season over. So don't give Craig any of this credit.
No way.
He's
way.
Simply stealing stuff from either one of his stupid magazines or a podcast, or most likely Justin Gattulla, because that is his statistical hero.
Is that true?
Oh yeah, anything math related Craig gets from Justin Gattulla is one of the ramblings from a long time ago when we were kids.
So maybe we'll get Gattulla. Maybe we can get Scone the Bone. He's out in the murder capital of the world, Chicago. Chi-Town. Maybe we can get Vince back in the league. We could have another set of brothers. You know, we got the Hubers, we got the Bahorks.
Both have their unique attributes.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, farewell, Josh. You know, it's good run for you.
We love you, buddy.
Yeah.
You know, I always supported you, rooted for you.
Yep.
But apparently, you just don't want to be here anymore.
No, couldn't make it to the draft.
No, it's something about a babysitter. Even though you knew the draft was 5 months ahead.
Yeah, we knew that date forever.
Yeah, I mean, you are probably a good chemical engineer, but a terrible fantasy football owner.
That's right. And we had people from New Jersey there. And you couldn't make it an hour.
True. I have an idea for a Christmas present for Josh for you already.
What's that?
It's a 2017 planner.
Oh, wow. And everything is ripped out except for the date of the draft.
That's exactly what it should be. I like it.
That would be really funny.
Well, since we don't, like, just circle 2 dates. Most likely these 2 dates.
That's right.
So plan accordingly.
What else we have to talk about in the beginning of this year for the new season?
Well, we talking about unfinished business?
Not yet.
Oh, we're not?
We'll get there. I guess since we're talking about new things this year, gotta say I'm really happy that we got my rule pushed through. So excited about that. It took 3 long years. I had the votes, 8-3. I had the votes.
You can go fuck yourself. It's the dumbest rule ever.
Gags is gonna love it. Craig's gonna love it. I'm gonna love it. And before long, you'll be trading too.
No, I will not be trading. I hate the rule. I think it's stupid. I'm one of the only. I think Bigler, somebody, and I were the only 3.
No, Bigler, he voted for it.
Voted for it.
The only people that voted against were you, Bean, and Crick.
All 3 of us geniuses.
You were gonna say the same thing about Bigler before I told you it wasn't Bigler.
Obviously, Bigler's not a genius. But no, I just like the rule. I don't like the fact that you distinctly said, I'm looking to make this league a 12-month commitment. I was turned off immediately.
Commitment. That was the word.
12-month commitment. I was like, why do I want to commit myself to this all year?
The girlfriend wanting you to move in, trying to get a fantasy football year round. Too much commitment everywhere.
It's just, commitment's just being thrown my way left and right. I don't like it at all, and I don't agree with your freaking rule. And listen, don't even try to send me a trade offer during the summer when I'm out and about having
Everyone
fun
will.
beer on a patio.
You'll get a trade request and you will jump at it.
I will not jump
What
at
if
it.
somebody offered you a first-round pick for, let's say, I don't even know who's on your team right now, Kirk Cousins. I mean, that won't happen, but if somebody sent you a crazy draft pick trade like that, you would take it in a heartbeat.
I would not.
You would just delete it?
Kirk Cousins for 2 more years. And then
At what round?
9th and 8th.
Exactly. You could bump that up to a first-rounder.
First of all, nobody's going to send me a first-round pick for Kirk Cousins.
I know, but I'm making a point that you will love it once something falls into your lap.
Well, I'll just shove it into the files, all my other files I have to get to.
And then we'll have to do a trade time in the summer.
Not do trade time in the summer. I will not be doing a podcast in the summer. The summer is strictly for working and enjoying myself. And fantasy baseball, which apparently I suck at.
Me too.
So, I just want to also say about the Pittsburgh Pirates. I go on that rant, right, about how much I hate them and how much they suck.
Yeah.
And
that was the worst ending.
Yeah, what you didn't see was what I was so mad about was John Jaso. Colton Wong's on third. Jaso has got on first, catches the ball, looks Colton Wong back to third, doesn't step on first base or even try for the second base out, anything. 3 people are on base, all 3, no outs, right? bang, Yadier Molina, grand slam. Wow. So just next pitch. So you're
that
just
first inning?
Yeah, it's the first inning. First 5 batters, 4-0. That's what I was so insane.
And they come back to take the lead.
Yeah, I don't watch anything. I just turned off the radio, everything. I was like, I'm done with it. And then I hear somebody saying how Tony Watson gave 3 home runs in a row or something in the 9th inning to lose it. And I'm like, that's just it. We're terrible. It's dumb.
Yep, we're officially below 500. Yeah.
Are we below 500?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's over.
Yeah, it is over.
It's time for football.
It is time for football, which is sad because I actually like baseball more than football.
Yeah, there's definitely a big part of me that likes baseball more. Not really fantasy-wise. I like football, I think, a little bit more.
Yeah.
There's pros and cons to both. Anyways, should we get on with the show?
Yes, but let me also say that within baseball, I am rooting for anybody but the Cubs.
Okay.
I'll even root for the Cardinals.
I'd like to see the Mets do something.
Well, yeah, I like to see the Mets too. They have the best theme song from the '60s.
Yeah, good point.
So, but yes, I'd rather anybody but the Cubs. I hate the Cubs. They're all jackasses. Arrieta's roided up, and he's a jerk.
Oh yeah.
And I just hate them all.
You own Cubs gear.
I threw that hat away 2 years ago.
Okay.
So I've thrown that away. Still have my Oakland A's hat though,
All right.
which is still tainted, by the way.
I know.
Somebody put a marker on it, and hasn't been the same
I'll have
since.
to get you another one for a present.
Yeah, that's gonna happen like 10, 15 years from now because you have all your money has to go to the baby. I'm not holding my hopes up, Brian.
All right.
I accept that fact.
Let's move on.
All right. Unfinished business.
This first piece of unfinished business goes out to Kevin Bean and Bigler to a lesser extent. Kevin, who the fuck do you think you are?
Wow. Yeah, you think you're reigning in our territory, buddy?
Yeah.
We are the freaking Bloods.
We made you.
We created you. We can end you.
Venus talking would not have happened without us.
It's true. We will slice off your penis and throw it out into the highway Lorena Bobbitt style.
This is a fair warning.
Yes, so watch it, little man. With your Italian fluff of hair.
You know what Craig's meatballs look like on a plate? Well, picture your balls right next to him.
Yes, because we all know that your balls are that small.
All right, I had to get that out. In all seriousness, I don't really care.
Yeah, actually, I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah. But we can't say that.
Yeah, but we will kill you.
We know where you live.
We do know where you live. That's correct. I will put clowns around your house 24/7. I will pay for
Does
it.
that bother him? I know it bothers you.
Like the way the clowns will act, it will bother him.
Okay.
They will read out his play. Act 1 through whatever.
He would enjoy that.
Not when they actually do things like and splooge against his window and stuff like that.
Wow.
And write the first act in their splooge.
That's disturbing.
It's gonna be splooge-tastic.
All right, you got any unfinished business?
Well, yeah, I think we both have a universal
Yes, we do.
one called The Draft.
The draft.
The draft from hell.
Wow, it was. I mean, we could see it from a mile away, and when we finally got there, it was actually worse than I expected.
It was actually. I mean,
Because it looked shaded, so it looked like it was going to be okay.
yeah. Conveniently, Craig had the corner chair where the most shade was, with his shades on. Actually, looking like nothing bothered him at all. Not saying a word, probably laughing at us. But actually, yeah, we think Josh was the worst planner because he couldn't plan to actually come to the draft.
Might have been the
but
best move.
I believe Craig is the worst planner. Can't make adjustments very well. We all know that.
That is true.
Yeah, he loses his cool. So I believe that was the worst draft ever, Craig.
I mean,
So hot.
got beat out by a bunch of lesbians. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, they weren't even hot lesbians.
I know.
I watched them come into the bar. And I was
Who
like,
didn't?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, this is pathetic. I'm sitting here sweating my balls off, and these women are in there celebrating and getting mad over a birthday or wedding cake or whatever. So no, I did not enjoy it.
Did not either. I mean, we had a waitress who was pretty good for the first 10 rounds. Then what happened?
She left.
Yeah, she left and we had nothing.
We had nothing. Yeah, right. The only reason we got refills is because the waitress in the kitchen, actually heard us complain about it.
Yeah,
And then came back
that's
out.
right, through the window.
And then you could hear her in the back in the kitchen complaining about us.
Yeah.
So it was like that just put a downer on mine.
Hey, side note, I think that our first waitress had the hots for Tree.
For Tree?
Yeah,
Hey.
just putting it out there. I mean,
Good.
they were really chatting it up,
Were they?
cracking some jokes. I heard them. Jay heard them. Yeah. So, hey, Tree, get after that.
Sure, but Tree, for the love of God, stay away from the psychos. They're just not doing you right, man.
Yeah, we don't.
At a certain age, you got to quit that.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, we have no idea about this hotel waitress. Maybe Craig or Justin does, but I say go for it, man.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
What else can get worse?
That's right.
Just get some strange. I mean, like you said, like Tree, when you said Selinsky was down there helping you out, go to the Quaker Steak and Lube. Brandon Bigler will help you get laid.
Oh, absolutely.
He can pull some stuff for you.
Yeah, he'd be excited to do that.
He would definitely be excited.
Yeah.
He knows the plight of the single dad.
Yeah.
Better than anybody else. So I think you guys should team up, which I would actually think would be a great like Starsky and Hutch type thing in Johnstown.
Yeah.
Except for it's not crime fighting, but slaying bitches.
So maybe one good thing will come out of that draft. That'll be the only thing.
Yes, exactly. I'd rather not talk about it.
Yeah.
Not also the fact that Craig didn't have duct tape or anything to put the draft board up.
Oh man, yeah, we had to go to Dollar General.
Yep, I think he's scrambling.
Yeah.
So
Worst draft ever?
I would vote that the worst draft ever. Yeah, never outside again.
No, I mean there wasn't even a plate of bacon.
There was no plates of bacon.
You know who had a really good draft? Tree.
Tree had a good
Yeah,
draft?
he had a good draft. He put out a nice spread in his kitchen. Do you remember that? We basically had a buffet at his house, a breakfast buffet.
Are you sure you're not thinking about Craig's?
No, I'm talking about Tree. He actually cooked it all.
Was this when I was in Vegas?
Maybe. It might have been.
That was the third year. I gave the commissionership to him.
I don't remember. But
I think that's what it was.
Do you remember him putting out a nice
it.
spread? Craig's was good too, with the bacon. Yeah.
Well, it was Craig's grandma.
Craig's grandma, thank you.
She also thought that she was feeding the entire Wimber Rambler football team.
That's right.
And I gotta tell you, I thought she succeeded. It was amazing. I mean, donuts galore, eggs, bacon, just so much stuff. I love that grandma.
That's so
She was
funny.
wonderful.
She was great.
Yes, she was.
So next year's draft,
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh or Ocean City.
I mean, yeah, if I can't be in Pittsburgh, why not Ocean City, right?
Yeah, and I'm gonna put this out there. If Jimmy and Amanda will allow it, I would gladly host a East Coast draft after I win. That'd be great.
Well, he will allow it, but you have to rent it.
I know.
So if he'll allow you to rent it for the championship winnings,
Yeah.
which is not that much for Ocean City, New Jersey house.
Technically, we're not. I mean, we'd only really need it for like one night, right? Like maybe like Saturday night going into Sunday.
Yeah, but I mean, if you go there, I want to go to the beach.
Yeah, it's
I want
true.
to have it for a weekend.
Yeah, it'd be nice to go on Friday.
Yeah.
Friday afternoon, have a Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, go mess with some young Italians with spiky hair, start a fight. Be like, we're done with DTF or whatever it is. All this gym tan laundry, all that stuff.
You've been watching too much Jersey Shore.
Never enough. All right, what's next on the docket?
Let's see here. Any more unfinished business? You got anything else?
I do.
I got one other thing, but it's small. Go ahead.
All right, mine was with you, Brian.
You're right.
First, it was the rule, but since you already brought that up,
All right.
I had this question go around in my head all day. When you think of, in our generation,
Yes.
unfinished business, sort of, what do you think who's the top center? Speaking of baseball, who's the top center fielder you ever saw play, or even on TV and stuff like? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, Griffey's up there.
We don't think Griffey. I think Griffey would be like number one.
Yeah.
But who would be number two?
Could be number two. I don't know off the top of my head.
Right. So Griffey's the one that sticks out, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's one of the greatest,
Yeah, for sure.
like top five.
Yeah. I don't know where you're going with this.
Which brings me back to my point from a year ago, Brian.
Oh my God.
Dan Marino is still a top five quarterback. Griffey Jr. never had a championship. Marino never had a championship, and you just put yourself in the corner saying he was one of the best. So I win my conversation from a year ago.
Hold on a second. That's interesting.
Cheers. End of unfinished business, Brian. No more talking. Move on.
I'll come back to this. I will definitely come back to this. Well, now after this show, I'm gonna be looking up statistics from Ken
There are no
Griffey Jr.
statistics. Oh, well, Griffey, yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I'm definitely gonna look up all his stats versus all other center fielders, but the quarterback position is so different. It's like so important for the entire team. Like the center fielder is just another player. I mean,
What do you mean, just another player?
Or just as strong as a left fielder could be, or a right fielder.
It is not as strong as a left fielder or a right fielder. The center fielder is the anchor of the outfield.
This is true.
And also, when it comes to stats, you're going to argue the stats being different now. Oh, Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees can all get 4,000 yards a year, blah, blah, blah. Griffey Jr., baseball's baseball. Stats are stats, no matter what. Now, you're going to tell me about the whole yardage thing, but I'm always going to come back and be like, Marino threw 40-some thousand yards in a league when it was a running league, and people were allowed to grab you and basically grope you the whole way through your progression and route running, as opposed to today, where I can't slap you past 5 yards, there's a penalty.
This is true. This is true.
Hey. This league is built for passing, for more offense. It's just like an NHL, and they wanted to open up the goal scoring and make the goalie's pads smaller, all that sort of things. You put Marino in the league today, he throws for 6,000 yards a year easily, and 40 touchdowns easily.
That's possible. That's very possible. I think he's one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time, guaranteed. Like, I had a starter jacket, Miami Dolphins starter jacket. It was incredible.
Probably was.
It was. However, I still don't put him in the top 5. We're not getting to this right now. I
still think you're crazy.
We're not getting to this right now. Anyways, my other that was pretty brilliant how you brought that. I did not see that coming. That's what you did the entire offseason.
Well, I mean, I have more, but I can't go into it because I know where time's strapped to.
The other thing goes out to Gags, real quick. Believe it or not, I do need to use some of your lock picking expertise. I have one student lock that's been on the locker since March of last year, so I might be contacting you to help me pick this lock.
Why don't they just have it sawed off?
We've asked, but they haven't gotten it done, so I might take matters into my own hands under the tutelage of Gags.
All right. That's pretty piss poor maintenance work there.
Hey,
we'll get to it when we get to it. A year later, summer is gone.
They don't care. They do not care. All right, shall we move on?
Yeah. Trade time, trading guys, excellent.
All right, Deadling, this might be
the first ever
preseason trade. Trade time and the first ever preseason trade that I can recall.
I can't recall anybody daring to trade before the season even started.
Especially the number 1 pick overall.
The balls on this guy. And the balls on this other guy to do the trade.
The clear-cut number 1 overall draft pick for every league, pretty much. Sometimes it's questionable, but this is definitely the number 1 pick.
Yes.
And
can I say something?
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw this, but all this happened from like 8 a.m. to 11:30 or something every morning. Like Gags put it out there and said, "Hey, I'm willing to trade Brown, ODB, and somebody else."
Yeah.
And I can't remember who else it was, and then like people were going. I don't know. I thought he was. Well, first of all,
conversation.
Yeah, like joking around. I think he was like saying to somebody as a joke or something. But apparently, somebody threw an offer out. It was accepted, and basically, I read this at like.
That was before you woke up. Right?
Yeah, before I woke up. Like all this happened before I even woke up.
Insane.
I woke up at like noon or 11:30 to noon. I went through it, and and I was like, wait, what? And then like I saw it, and I was like, son of a bitch. I was like, you mean I had an opportunity to get Antonio Brown?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I was like disturbed. I was in the shower just, I didn't know what to do. I almost didn't make it to work on time.
I didn't know what to do.
I didn't know who traded him or anything. I just knew that Gags traded Antonio Brown.
I couldn't believe it whenever I was reading through the feed and I saw that a trade actually went down. I immediately went to the page and I saw it and I was like, holy shit. Like, I know Gags likes to trade, but man, he's down to 5 already. You know?
Yeah. And do you think, like, when he did that pick, when he picked Antonio Brown, do you think automatically was like, boom, I'm going to trade this guy?
Probably.
Like,
I mean, probably just put him out there and see what he can get.
Antonio Brown is a monster.
I know.
Everybody would kill for this guy. So, I mean, we might as well just get into the trade that happened.
Yeah. So, obviously, Gags gave away Antonio Brown, Zach Miller, and Frank Gore for Dez, Travis Kelce, and LaShawn McCoy.
Right.
So, what's your take on this? And then I'll give you mine.
This is a hard one for me. I mean, I go back and forth. I think this might be the very first trade ever made in Tonto's Demise where I can't like argue for or against or say that you got the better of it of any one person. Personally, like when I think Craig also stated this when he was in a talking. But like when you saw Gags with Antonio Brown, ODB,
Yeah.
Todd Gurley,
Yeah.
and not to mention Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I was scared. Like that was the big three in my head. Not Luck with those three guys. That was the big three.
Yeah.
And I mean, Luck you could have called the Four Horsemen or something.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but yeah, that was a monster of a team. I thought that the rest of his draft wasn't that great. I'm not gonna say names, but like Frank Gore and stuff like that. I was
We'll
just
get
like,
to that later, yeah.
when we can actually look at it. We have technical difficulties.
Yeah, no internet.
But I believe from one point, I thought Josh's draft sucked too. And
I think Yahoo did say that it was the worst draft.
yeah, like he picked Des Bryant 4th overall.
We'll get
and-
to
yeah, but that was the thing but anyway. Sorry. But Josh gave up a monster. Basically suffered. He gave up a lot of the team. His main focus of a team, like Dez, Kelsey, and McCoy.
Yeah.
Those are a lot of pieces, and I get it that you got to give up a lot to get Antonio Brown because this guy is a PPR monster.
Yep.
I mean, you're looking at this guy scored more than quarterbacks. Like he would score 60 points a game sometimes.
Yeah.
Like this guy won. He won the league basically. Well, before what do you call it? Jordan Reed blew
Yeah.
up. He won the league for Craig.
Oh, absolutely.
Craig every week was trolling him out there, and this guy was just slaying people. And so with that being, I can't believe Gags would just trade him away. And I know that he's trying to make his team a better cohesive unit, but I honestly think that if I had to go one way, I would say that Josh won the trade because he's got Antonio Brown. That guy can win you games by himself.
He can, but
He can. Look, here's my point is, LaShawn McCoy. I don't trust that guy for 8 games or more. That guy's going to get hurt. Kelsey, he's good. Des Bryant doesn't have Tony Romo. He's also coming back from a List Frank injury. I don't know how many games is it before he's trying too hard to win games for the Cowboys and hurts his foot again. Those are dangerous. Those are big, dangerous things that you got to take into account. And Antonio Brown has been healthy. He hasn't been a scratch once. This guy's just a monster, man. I think Josh won.
I disagree, and here's why. I think Zach Miller, if you're lucky, is going to get 10 to 15 points a week. Frank Gore,
Wouldn't that be what you want from a tight end?
I guess so, but that's like if you're really lucky. I think he's probably more in like an 8-point range. Frank Gore, old as dirt. He's consistent.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've been saying he's been old as dirt for like the last 5 years. He gets it done.
He gets it done.
So does Adrian Peterson. He's old as dirt too.
And I guess he is like their go-to guy, but he's gonna get you 15 points maybe.
That's what you want from a bruiser.
Yeah. If you don't have him in the flex, he might get you closer to like if you get a touchdown, you might get 12, something like that. Brown, like you said, he can put up 50, 60 points. But it's like the way I look at it is like you're putting all of your eggs in that one basket. Where Dez, he could go off and get you 40 points in a week easy. Kelsey,
But he does not do that consistently.
Not consistently. Kelsey could get you 30 points any week. McCoy, if you put him in the flex, could get you 30, 40 points a week. If he has a good week. If he stays healthy. There are a lot of ifs into this. I mean, Antonio Brown could get hurt. I mean, the Steelers are dropping. He could get hurt. And then what does Josh have to show for it? If Dez goes down, he still has a number 1 tight end. And he's got McCoy, who's still like probably second tier running back. I just think Gag's got a lot of value. It's a risky move, but he got a lot of value for it. His previous tight end, like starting tight end, was Jason Witten. Who cares really? Jason Witten.
Whose was? Gags was?
I think Gags, yeah. So he didn't even get rid of Witten. Now Witten's his backup, and he was able to get rid of Zach Miller. Now he has Kelsey and Witten. I think that's a sweet move. Great upgrade.
I only think Kelsey's the upgrade. You're going to tell me you take Des Bryant and McCoy over Brown?
Together? I don't know.
Yeah, if you're sitting there doubting it,
Probably
then
not.
you doubt it.
Probably not.
I am personally looking forward to seeing Antonio Brown run all over the field. They don't have anybody else. He's going to catch 15 balls a game easily. Probably get 120 yards as a touchdown. That's just like that's the floor for the guy. I've been to games. I've been to the games where he's gotten 2 touchdowns, 160 yards, 12 catches. He is so good and so amazing with his route running, his speed, and the guy is just insane to watch live.
He is. You can't argue with that. You can't
So-
argue with that.
But I mean, time will tell.
Yeah.
But I think Josh won the trade.
If I were to choose, I think I'd probably take the safer side, and I'd take the gag side. I would take Dez, Kelsey, and McCoy.
Well, that's the difference between me and you, Brian.
That's right. That's right.
I like to take chances, and you like to play it safe.
Whatever. Just like you took a chance on Jonathan Stewart.
He's very competent.
All right.
Oh, is that the sentiment throughout the league?
That's,
took a chance?
that's honestly just me.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know how everyone else feels.
You sons of bitches.
Call into the show. All right. Anything else for that trade? Blockbuster trade. I mean, great trade.
Blockbuster trade. Can't argue with it.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. I was excited to see it. I'm sure the trades are going to happen this year. What is it, like 6 trades per year? What do we have?
Six per team.
6 per team?
Yeah.
Does that include the summer?
Nope, 3 in the summer.
Really?
Only 3.
God, that's stupid.
I just love that Josh got Antonio Brown and not Craig.
I love it too. Yeah, like I'm sure Craig would do everything he could if he. But there's no way Craig would ever give up Dez, Kelsey, and McCoy.
No way.
He would detailed his email for 2 pages about how this trade is better and you don't need Dez Bryant and McCoy. You just need like Dez Bryant and like a second-rate receiver like Marvin Jones or something. But yeah, I will never trade with Craig Kubica.
Yeah.
That's a lie. I probably would sometime.
On a pure value standpoint, I have to point this out because Josh brought this up. Like, I only gave up a first, second, and fourth for a first, 7th, and 12th. Like, that's crazy. But I understand that Brown he's not a first rounder. Like, he's so much above a first rounder. I get that.
Right.
But he was making it seem like he didn't give up much. He gave up a lot.
He did give up a lot, especially when you look at the overall value of his team.
Yeah.
There's not much value there.
No. It'll be a really interesting year for Josh.
I might throw a trade your way, Josh. Keep the lookout.
Hey, and speaking of trades, I saw that Josh and Craig were talking about, what was that, Spencer Ware?
Yes.
Do not trade him to Craig.
No, do not trade him to Craig, please. Craig's trying to snipe him from you.
That's right.
Probably giving you a third-rate receiver. Ba-da-ring, ba-da-ring, ba-da-ring. Beep, beep. Please leave a message.
All right, Deli, this is a part of the show where we go and check our messages and see which league members left of a voicemail for us. I'm sure Venus Talking did. Let's check it.
There is no light. There's no messages, Brian. Nothing.
That's pathetic. I thought you guys were excited about this league.
I thought so too. I mean, I would think that if you guys thought this was a 12-month commitment, that there would be a message waiting for us when we started the season. But no, not even Venus.
Yeah, and don't even say, oh, we don't have the phone number. I put that phone number out there 20 times last year.
At least.
Yeah, so I'm hoping we get some calls from Jimmy this year. He's back. You know, he had his wedding last year. That took up a lot of time, so I'm thinking Jimmy will get some calls in.
It's true.
Guessing Bigler will call in.
Oh, I'm counting on it.
Probably stoned.
Probably singing some music.
Yes, which we would love.
Holding the Intercontinental Champ belt above him.
Yeah. I'm guessing that Venus Talking will still call in, even if he has his own show.
Right. I mean, which I do hope there are some Venus Talking shows for me to listen to.
Yeah, to criticize. I mean, enjoy.
I enjoy him. I'm entertained by him.
Yeah, it's a different flavor.
Yeah, now I know. Now I got the vision of like Bigler reaching over and like rubbing his Bean's ear and stuff like that, and doing whatever to
Like you
bother him.
said, the jewel.
The jewel. Yeah, that's right. I did like to listen to him. Like you could just hear Bigler going off on a tangent, and then and Bean trying to rope him in, trying to like. But so I think that's fun.
That's hilarious.
Probably would annoy like Craig and Justin in the kitchen of love because they're trying to work and they're like, just get to the point already.
It is great. So yeah, no calls this week. I'll put the phone number out there. You guys can call in next week.
That's right.
Make us proud.
Please do.
We're lonely. This week's matchups, week 1.
All right, the first matchup we have is none other than the Detonators versus the Springfield Isotopes.
Rigged.
Rigged.
He wanted to play me twice again.
I believe that. I don't believe he did the 11-time shuffles that I asked for.
Oh, really?
I did request I should make sure next season I will watch him do it. Because I got Bean again too, which is crazy.
And have video footage of him
cooking 11 times. So also, just to know, Craig gets the. We didn't do that many awards. The new award was most unoriginal name.
Ah.
And Craig gets it because he got Springfield Isotopes, stolen from The Simpsons.
Yep. And he's had it forever.
Yeah. So as usual, you are very unoriginal. I'm gonna just start calling you Vanilla Craig.
Vanilla Craig.
So, but without further ado, let's get to the matchup. This is first matchup of the season. Always full roster.
Yep. Always exciting. Everybody's relatively healthy.
It's gonna be a doozy. You and Craig both have a pretty solid receivers.
Yes.
Your running backs are pretty even. Actually, you might have a little bit of an edge there. Tight ends too, 1-2 rankings. D'Angelo Williams versus DeMarco Murray. I'm giving that to you. I love the Janikowski. Oh man,
gotta love that fat back.
You got the LA Rams versus San Francisco, while he's got Kansas City versus San Diego. Even with the point totals, let's see here. You got Stafford. He's got wins. I'm gonna give it to you, Brian. I think you might pull this off and start Craig down his tumble again, which maybe this time we can actually get him to lose 7 games.
Yeah, and finish it.
Yes. So that's where I'm going with.
All right, thank you, sir. I'm hoping to do the same thing you just predicted. I like that he put Jameson Winston in because Atlanta apparently has like the number 2 defense against the pass, so I'm loving that. Yeah, they do against receivers. So I'm loving that. Yeah, it might hurt Mike Evans, but I'll take it. You know, he'll still get his. He'll get a lot of targets.
Yeah.
But I understand that he can't really play Phillip Rivers against Kansas City, so he's kind of in a pickle there.
Right.
So I think our receivers are pretty even. If you put them side by side, yeah, they're pretty even. Mine are a little bit.
Yours have more big playability.
Yeah, exactly. With Jordy Nelson back, who knows what Randall Cobb gets. They're saying Jordy looks really good, pretty healthy.
They're also saying he probably won't complete a full game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that. Running backs, I do like his running backs in terms of like not really heavy, like for non-flex reasons. Like they're good for touchdowns and yardage. Matthews is going up against the number 30th ranked running back team, Cleveland Browns, so I'm pretty psyched about that. I think, Gronk and Reed, that's probably going to be about a wash, hopefully. I selected D'Angelo Williams for the first 3 weeks just to get a good jump start, and who knows what I get after that. I think you had him last year, didn't you?
I did. Well, I had Le'Veon Bell, too.
Yeah.
But no, I don't argue with you. I was looking for him possibly to do it, too. Plus, with Bell's injury history.
Exactly.
And smoking history.
Yep, smoking and injuries.
It's not a bad pickup.
I know. And I love the Rams against San Fran. I mean, San Fran doesn't have a lot going on. I'm hoping Rivers and company can get things done against Kansas City enough, but their strong defense too. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I think I win this handily. I do.
Handily.
Handily.
What do you predict? Like,
I think a 20-point margin.
20-point victory.
Yeah, I do.
I like it.
I think Stafford's going to go off, and I think Winston is going to just maybe get 30 to 40 points. Nice. So I think that's going to be the difference.
I didn't realize this, but I just now looking at your roster. This comes down to the LA Rams on Monday Night Football.
It does.
The defense. So.
Yep, and Chris Boswell on Monday night.
Yeah, but LA Rams is the last thing.
True.
The 10-15 show.
So if I'm down, let's say by 20, they could still pull it out.
But if you're down by 20, I think they pull it out regardless for San Francisco.
You think so?
Blaine Gabbert trying a new offense. God knows what. Do you think Carlos Hyde's actually going to be able to run against like Aaron Donald and all those guys?
Torrey Smith is your number 1.
Who's caught like 1 pass in preseason, I think.
So, and I'm not just saying this because it's Craig, but I'm feeling pretty confident about this first week.
I like it. I hope you get it.
Me too.
I'm saying that because it's Craig.
To each their own. And the next matchup is between Disco Sexy Woot versus the New Gods Mad Titans, formerly known as the Raritan Wolves. He's hoping that changing the name brings kind of like a new fierce tenacity to his team.
Well, his wife pointed it out.
Is that true?
That
Oh, you're
since
right.
He's been at Raritan
You're right.
Wolves, he sucked.
Wow. Well, hey, maybe that's why he married her. Point out the error of his ways.
Yeah, and also the fact that he was a roommate with her and didn't realize that she was the one until like 20, years later. Something
She was probably trying to point it out to him.
Yeah, like,
right here,
you
right here.
moron. Stop dating these floozies, these 40, 50-year-old women that are rich, and that's the only reason you date them. Date me because I'm beautiful, damn it.
All right, let's get down to the matchup. All right, we have quarterbacks Manning versus Newton. Believe it or not, I'm going to give that to Manning. They're going to be throwing a ton. And Cam Newton going against Denver in Denver. I'm giving that to Jimmy. Alshon Jones and Baldwin. Not a bad trio. Hopkins, Matthews, and Decker. I'm going to give that to Disco. A slight edge. Lacey and Easy-E versus Gordon and... Is that Dwayne Washington? What's his name? Is it Dion?
I can't see it.
D. Washington.
DeAndre.
Thank you. That is definite edge to Disco on those two. Tight ends, Fleener versus Ebron. I'm going to give that to Fleener. Slight edge. Flex might be a wash. I'm not... Yeldon versus Torrey Smith. Kickers, I don't really care. I think Philadelphia D is going to do better against Cleveland than the Jets will do against Cincinnati. I'm going to call upset, and I'm going to just say Jimmy. I'm calling upset. But I think it's going to be really tight.
Okay.
I know Sexy's not going to like that, and he's probably going to write a song about it. But
So you're going with Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm going with Jimmy on this one.
Okay. All right. Let me look at the overall rosters.
Mainly because I think Cam's going to shit the bed.
Oh.
I do.
Man. All right. Well, looking over this, I mean, when Bigler did select Cam, I was a little shocked, but because of the way our rules are slided with like completions and stuff.
Right.
But Cam Newton is the
He's a running
MVP,
machine.
and I love Cam Newton.
Yeah.
My NFC team is the Carolina Panthers. Been since Kerry Collins was the quarterback.
Nice.
Penn State little alum there. Versus Eli Manning. If Cam wasn't going against Denver, I'd probably agree with you there. But yeah, I probably wouldn't agree with you.
Yeah.
But I got to give it to Eli versus Dallas. But like Hopkins, Matthews, and Decker, it's a pretty good receiving trio.
Yeah.
I do have a problem with Matthews now, Jordan Matthews, because I'm sure you saw the trade.
Yep.
Now he's got to go with a quarterback that's, I think, maybe thrown the ball to him one time.
He's still going to get a bunch of targets.
Well, yeah, he's the only guy.
Exactly.
But, well, who knows? Maybe Wentz bonds with Dorial Beckham Green, whatever his name is. But first...
who Bidler has.
Yeah. Oh, does he?
Yeah, he does
Jeez.
sometimes.
Dorial Green Beckham, I don't know what it is. Then versus Jeffrey Jones and Baldwin. I don't think Baldwin's... He had like a monster
He did.
thing.
I think it was a little fluky.
So, but I think Bigler has the better receivers. Mostly, I mean, you got Hopkins versus Chicago. Dude, that's a monster. In a dome.
It is.
That should produce monster points. It's funny, Chicago versus Houston. Now you got Jeffries over there. Now I look at it, but still, I think Bigler has the better receivers. Definitely the better running backs. Lacey and Elliott, two monsters. Although he has to start Yeldon as a flex, which just bothers me. It just sucks that you have to do that right now. But I get it. I understand. But then Jimmy's got Gordon and DeAndre Washington, the backup to Latavius Murray, in there. And he's like more of a pass catcher. I don't get that. But Fleener versus Ebron, I give it to Fleener there. Torrey Smith versus Yeldon, that's almost a wash. Kickers are a wash. Jets versus Cincy and Philly versus Cleveland. I agree Philly probably will be better, but it's Philly, so I never know. But I'm giving it to Disco, baby. Only on the strength of Elliott, Lacey, and Hopkins.
Okay.
So those are three sexy guys, and I know Bigler's out there wearing his men's leotard.
He'll be wearing that all summer.
Yeah, he'll be wearing underneath his bar clothes. He'll have the Intercontinental Championship belt, which I also agree was given to the best wrestler. So yeah, it's Bigler. Welcome back. All right, this next matchup is none other than Everybody Ertz versus FC Bahork.
Great name.
Great name. Who came up with that?
Did you?
I didn't. Not the Everybody Hurts. I would not take credit for that. That's a good one.
That's incredible.
With the avatar of Michael Stipe.
Yeah.
Genius.
Oh my goodness.
All right, the quarterbacks are Carson Palmer versus Matt Ryan. I'm giving the edge to Carson Palmer.
Yeah, likewise.
Likewise, okay. Receivers. By the way, guys, Brian's holding his baby, so we're trying to do this fast.
Yeah.
The wide receivers are Brandon Marshall, John Brown, and William Fuller versus Keenan Allen, Michael Floyd, and Deshaun Jackson. I'm going with Justin Bajorek on this one, with basically on the strength of D-Jack.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to give him that, but I've heard great things about Will Fuller. They're saying that he's really coming on this preseason, so
Really?
I think he's going to be a huge pickup. That might be his, what was his huge pickup last year?
I can't remember.
Running back from the Falcons.
Devontae Freeman.
Yeah, that is his Devontae Freeman pick this year.
Oh.
Write it down.
Right down. Okay, without further ado, let's get to the running backs.
Okay.
He has Huber has Doug Martin and Mark Ingram versus Adrian Peterson and C.J. Anderson. Ooh, that's a tough one.
It might be a wash. I mean, AP is probably the best there, but
True. I'm giving it a wash just because they're gonna stack the box.
yeah, agreed.
Okay, tight end Zach Ertz, funny,
Yeah.
versus Dwayne Allen. I'm giving it to Zach Ertz.
Me too.
All right,
Zach Ertz
nice.
all the way.
And in the flex position, we're going with Devontae Freeman versus Tavon Austin, and clearly I'm giving it to Devontae Freeman.
Yeah, what are the projections on that?
16.81 for Devontae and 13.48 for Tavon Austin.
Yeah, me too. Devontae all the
Yeah,
way.
yeah. All right, the kickers are Hushka versus McManus. Points are pretty much a wash, but I'm giving it to Hushka.
Me too.
Hushka. Defenses: Houston versus Chicago for Huber, and
Huber.
Giants versus Dallas. You know what? I'm gonna give it to the Giants.
Okay. I don't think there's going to be much difference there.
No, okay. In conclusion,
You're writing a term paper.
I'm gonna give this win to Jason Huber.
Wow, I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
The Huber Squasher.
The Huber Squash. Well, I might be changing my name, so
Okay. Oh, a little sneak peek.
little sneak. I haven't changed it yet, but it might be happening.
Okay. I will give this to Everybody Ertz for the unbelievable name and avatar. So, and believe it or not, Josh is actually an REM fan as well.
Is he?
Yeah.
We should all go to a concert together
well-
when they come back for a reunion.
Well, on you.
I'll buy you a ticket, Brian.
Okay.
As long as it's under $100.
Okay, deal. But yeah, I'm gonna
60
give
bucks. Under 60
under
bucks.
60. We're gonna be in the nosebleeds. I'll take it.
Yeah, we'll be there at least.
All right.
I'll get you binoculars.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this to Jay. I like Carson Palmer over Matt Ryan. I think Matt Ryan's gonna have a down year, and Justin's trying to rekindle his love for Matt Ryan back when he had the Ryan to Julio Jones connection.
Was that when you won the championship?
Yes, against me. Yeah.
Oh, was it against you?
Yes, it was. It was bitter.
Man, you never remember the losers.
I know, except unless you are the loser.
Yeah, like when you won the championship, it was against me.
See, I forgot.
You
just,
forgot.
Just kidding.
Okay, all right. Okay,
All right.
on to the next matchup.
So Jut is the Kitchen of Love. We're predicting 0-2.
All right, the next matchup is none other than I don't know his name, his team name, Dub C
How do you
Hooligans.
not know his team name?
Call him. Just going to call Bean. Bean is talking. Dub C Hooligans versus the Huber Squashers. Might be formerly known as the Huber Squashers before the game starts. Now,
Hold on, side note. I did not realize until just recently that Dub C is like short for Westchester. Did you know that?
no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like I guess it's like WC.
WC.
Yeah. I mean, I forget who told me that. I think it was like Jay or Jimmy or something. I'm like, I never knew that. It's from, I guess, that's where he's from, where he hails from.
Makes sense.
Dub C. He's been in the league forever, and I didn't know what the hell his team meant.
Similar to Vanilla J and his stuff. Like, what do we call
Vanilla
it?
J.
What about the Puddin'
Who
one?
calls him Vanilla J?
The White Rapper crew.
Yeah.
But no, what's the
You
my
My
Puddin'?
Puddin'.
Yeah.
What the hell
we
does that
will
mean?
we will never know.
I know.
So, but okay, back to the rosters.
Uh-huh.
Hooligans starting out with Drew Brees as quarterback versus Oakland, and I got Kirk Cousins versus Pittsburgh.
Sadly, I think I'm going to give that to you.
You give it to me?
I really think that our secondary is going to suck
Yeah,
until they get it figured out.
I'm
And
gonna.
Breeze had a rough preseason.
Did he?
Mm.
All right, I'm gonna root for that. I'm gonna give it to me as well. because Kirk Cousins. I'm all in on Kirk Cousins this
Yeah,
year,
you are.
obviously.
I really thought you were gonna switch to Big Ben last minute.
Nope. I said I'm going for it.
Is it just because you missed the deadline?
No, it's because listen, if Ben had Martavis Bryant
Yeah.
and Le'Veon Bell from the start,
And maybe Ladarius Green.
yeah, and Ladarius Green, I would have totally stayed with Big Ben.
Yeah.
I had to take into account that Ben's going to miss 4 games a year.
Yeah.
Bryant, and we were talking about Sammy Coates being the star on the other side, plus
Right.
Eli Rogers, or as Jimmy liked to call him, Eli Strong. And it confused everybody. We'll take that Eli Strong guy. Jeez. Anyways, moving on. The receivers. Bean has Julio Jones, Golden Tate, Allen Hurns. And I'd like to point out that Julio Jones' projection is ridiculous.
What is it?
23 points. That's
crazy.
insane.
That's crazy.
It's the biggest out of anybody, I think.
Yeah.
Now, I have Amari Cooper, so sexy,
It's sexy.
Jordy Nelson, and Willie Snead. Who you taking, Brian?
Snead is actually a sexy pick. I gotta give you that one. I'm actually gonna say it's a wash, just because I think Hearns and Snead are about even. I think Tate's gonna have a great year. Yeah, I'm gonna give a wash on the receivers.
I'll give it a wash too for now, just because of Julio. Julio's all he's got. So, yeah, Snead. I learned the sexy Snead from Jim Crick last year.
Is that right?
Because
And he looked really good in preseason.
he did. I think that's like the one guy besides Brandon Cooks that Breeze is focused on.
Yeah.
Plus, in this matchup, Breeze has to throw to Snead.
And they say Kobe Fleener doesn't know the offense yet.
Right. So yeah, we're gonna go with a wash. Now, the running backs: Lamar Miller,
Yep.
Justin Forsett
Yep.
versus Jonathan Stewart and Matt Jones.
I gotta give it to him. I don't know though. Justin Forsett got cut, brought back. Like the backfield's all jumbled.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do think that the strongest running back out of all those is Lamar Miller. I might be even just because I don't think Justin Forsett's going to do anything.
I like it. Well, once again, I'd like to point out that I'm being bitten by the injury bug even before the freaking season
happened?
starts. Jamal Charles is out.
He's out completely.
Out for he's a scratch.
Oh, jeez.
And Matt Jones is recovering from a shoulder thing.
I thought he was good. I thought Matt Jones
Well, they're
was
saying
good.
he's going to play.
Okay.
But yeah, he's got Lamar Miller, but he doesn't have him in the flex because
Yeah.
he's forced because of the Woodhead pick. So I'm gonna give that a wash as well.
Yeah.
Tight ends. He has Gary Barnidge versus Greg Olson.
Yeah, Greg Olson.
I give it to Greg Olson as well.
Yeah.
Not by much.
I know I do like Barnage.
I do too. So the flex is Danny Woodhead versus Gio Bernard. It would have been Jamal Charles.
Those are two really, really good flex guys.
They are. That's why I picked up Bernard, because I knew Charles would be hurt sometimes.
Side note, we're going to get into this next week, but I do think that Dub C reached a little bit for Woodhead. I think he could got him like 2 or 3 rounds later.
I agree.
I think he took him in the 4th.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so good pickup. I just think he got him in the 6th. I'm going to give that to Woodhead.
Ooh, I'm giving it to Bernard.
Are you really?
I am.
Just because he's on your team.
Yes.
Love the brutal honesty.
Kickers. Walsh versus Tucker.
Careless.
Careless. I give it to Tucker
Okay.
because he's on my team. Defenses. Arizona defense versus New England, and Seattle defense versus Miami.
Oh, Seattle defense by a mile.
Yes, I think so as well. Who are you taking, Brian?
I think just after we went through all these matchups, I think it's going to be extremely close, but I'm actually going to give it to you based on defense and quarterback play. Yeah, I'm actually going to give it to you.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think that's exactly what's going to be the defensive play, and I also think that this might be the low point total matchup of the week.
Do you really?
Yeah,
so you're suggesting that Bean will be the first person out of the knockout?
I do suggest that. We have a lot of tough matchups, so it's going to be crazy. I don't know. I'm not looking forward to it, but it's going to be fun. First week's going to be like, why can't anybody score? And then I'm going to look at Bean's team. It's going to be like, why can't anybody score on his team? So, but yeah, we're both taking me.
Yeah, yep.
I like it. Okay, on to the next matchup. All right, this next matchup is none other than Possum Magic versus Twerk Kabisix. Love those names, guys. Keep them coming. All right, the quarterbacks of the matchup: Ben Roethlisberger versus Brent Osweiler.
Is it
Brock?
really?
Brock?
Holy crap.
I don't know his name. Osweiler,
Wow.
the quarterback of Houston.
I've got to go for Big Bet all the way.
I do too.
What's the projections there?
Big Ben is 47 something versus 39 something.
Yeah.
And I'm interested to see how Antonio Brown does against Josh Norman. Actually,
Me too.
that's one because he didn't do well against Richard Sherman.
That's gonna be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, it is interesting. I'm gonna be watching. It's my first game. So, okay, we got a little baby action. Oh. Okay, welcome back. Baby Nola did not agree with the Josh Norman versus Antonio matchup. She basically said Antonio Brown was going to smoke Josh Norman. That was her words, not mine. Okay, let's get to the receivers. We got on Possum's side, Sammy Watkins, Dante Moncrief, and AJ Green. And versus Jeremy Maclin, Julian Edelman, and none other than Antonio Brown.
I gotta give that to Josh. I mean, I do like Tree Sice's receivers as well, but it's pretty solid.
I give it to Josh as well, Antonio Brown, and I take it back. He has the most projection. He's 25 points.
Wow.
And you know what? I kind of agree with it.
Me too, which is crazy.
So yeah. Okay, going to the running backs. Tree has Langford and Christine Michael.
Nice pickup.
Yeah, versus Spencer Ware, another pickup, and Frank Gore.
Which is funny because Josh owns Thomas Rawls, and I heard that he's basically not getting benched, but he's not going to get the majority of the work.
He's still getting back from injury.
Yeah, and Kristen Michael's going to pretty much get the lead back. So I'm going to give that to Tree. Frank Gore, and so Ware's going to be the starter though, huh?
Yeah, he's going to start.
Yeah.
I'm giving it to Josh.
Really?
Yeah, Gore versus Detroit, and Spencer Ware versus San Diego, who has a terrible rush defense.
That's true.
So, but that's who I'm giving it to.
I'm going to give it because of Kristen Michael going against Miami. I think we're going
to. Tight end, Antonio Gates versus Zach Miller. That's easy. Who you going with?
Oh, Antonio Gates.
Yeah, me too, Antonio Gates.
Absolutely.
The flex position, if I can move it up, is Tree has Darren Sproles.
Okay.
Versus Vincent Jackson.
I'm going to give that to Josh.
You going to give it to Josh?
Yeah. You know what? It's hard. Sproles is a wild card. I don't know.
I'm going to go with Tree.
Okay.
I'm going to predict one of those big games from Sproles.
All right.
Kickers. Tree has Josh Lambo versus Adam Vinatieri.
Vinatieri.
Yeah, I go with Vinatieri. Father time.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to defenses. Tree has Minnesota versus Tennessee. And Twerk has Cincinnati versus the Jets.
I don't know. What are you thinking?
I'm gonna go with Tree on this one. Minnesota versus Tennessee.
Yeah, I think as well. I'm with you on that.
And
so who are you going with overall? You got that Antonio Brown wild card in there.
You do. Oh man. I'm gonna go with Tree.
Me too, because Tree finds a way to win.
He does. It's kind of weird.
He finds a way to win. I don't know how, but he finds a way to win.
This one has I think, pretty much the tightest projections because it has Josh winning 157.28 versus 157.19. Wow. So, I mean, we'll see how that holds up.
Yeah, maybe a tie.
Please, no ties. All right, we're going to move up to the next matchup.
I think it's the matchup of the week.
It is the matchup of the week. Hold on one second. The matchup of the week. Spoken in a very low voice, so you cannot disturb Baby Nola. First off, Mighty Midgets, Jimmy Crick. Verse, From Gags to Riches, love the name, Mike Gagnon. Gags. Actually, Gags.
Yeah.
He now has a new name he goes by. What is it? Golden?
Yeah, the Golden Shower?
Gold? No, not Golden Shower.
Oh, okay.
Last name Golden?
Yeah, it's Golden. Yeah,
and you're already calling it Golden Shower? Wow.
What do you expect? It's fantasy football.
I thought since everybody on the Facebook was saying it was a great move, we're very proud of you, honorable, blah blah blah. You weren't gonna trash it until at least a week or two.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gags. Brian doesn't know these things. You know, he's all crazy with his daddy stuff. Well, let's go. What's that first one?
Will Crick's team go 0-1 like his son's midget football team? Oh.
Will he lose on a 4th and 6 or 4th and whatever pick 6 by the Denver defense against Cam Newton? That would be eerie. Oh man. Okay, let's go. Let's start it out. All right. The quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers versus Russell Wilson. Interesting.
Gotta go Rodgers all the way.
Whew, man, that's tough. I gotta go with Rodgers as well. Russell Wilson, he's pretty spectacular too, though.
They play Miami.
They play Miami at home.
Yeah, it could be closer than we think.
Rodgers plays Jacksonville, and they're supposed to have an improved defense. So,
That's true.
But Rodgers, he's good at dissecting. Okay, moving on. So we both agree on Rodgers.
Yeah,
The receivers: Jimmy, Allen Robinson, fantastic keeper pick.
absolutely.
Demarius Thomas
Yep. So.
and Corey Coleman. Wow.
Okay.
Taking a chance on a rookie.
Getting
the start. Yeah.
Wow.
Also has a 14.07 projection.
Well, they don't have Josh Gordon yet, so.
True, but they got Terrell Pryor.
True. They're gonna be throwing in time.
Sorry, just joking. It's fine.
He might have a good season.
He might. Okay, and Gags has Odell Beckham Jr.,
Okay.
Star, Emmanuel Sanders, and Dez Bryant.
Wow. Doesn't look scary anymore, does it?
No, there's no Antonio Brown there, man.
Yeah.
But, I mean, still, I give it to Gags on this one.
Yeah, not as much as you would think.
No.
The Gags.
Maybe Coleman comes out and surprises
I know.
when nobody knows. All right. So that's who you give it to as well?
Yeah.
All right, running backs for Jimmy, Latavius Murray and Matt Forte versus Todd Gurley and Carlos Hyde.
Yeah, I gotta give that to Gags.
I gotta give that to Gags as well on the strength of Todd Gurley, mainly.
Yep.
And he's going against San Francisco, which is a weak defense. And probably will be on the field a lot.
Matchup.
Where? What?
Like running backs.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's gonna watch that Monday night game. I'll tell you that much. All right. Tight ends: Delaney Walker versus Travis Kelce.
I mean, your gut wants to say Kelsey, but Delaney Walker had a really strong season.
I'm giving it to Delaney Walker.
Wow. Who's Kelsey going against?
San Diego.
I'm gonna give it to Kelsey.
I think they're just gonna be busy running the ball up in San Diego's ass. Okay. Well, we disagree on that thing. Running backs: David Johnson. What a freaking lucky keeper that is.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
For sure.
Versus LaShawn McCoy.
David Johnson.
Yeah, gotta go David Johnson. Man. Okay, kickers: Dan Bailey versus Gostkowski. I don't even know why I put these in. We shouldn't even bring up kickers.
No.
But I'm going Gostkowski.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Carolina defense versus Denver, or Denver defense versus Carolina. They'll be watched. They'll be glued to the Thursday night game.
It will be Thursday and Monday. Oh man, that is tough. It's in Denver. I'm giving it to Denver.
I'm giving it to Carolina.
All right. Well,
I think they're going to be motivated as heck to win this game. Cam Newton's going to be fired up.
They will be. They definitely will be. But it's in Denver, and I think they're still strong.
Okay, who are you giving the matchup to?
Yeah, I mean, I'm leaning slightly towards Gags just because he has a 99% chance of making playoffs.
Stupid abs.
No, I'm giving it to Gags, but I think it's going to be like a less than a 10-point margin.
I'm giving it to Jimmy.
Wow.
Giving it to Crick, man.
Wow.
I really.
It's a strong team.
These are two strong teams. These might be like a Tonto Bowl preview.
Could be.
Now that I'm looking at it,
Yeah.
So we
don't count yourself out.
Well, we can't talk about that because we don't have time here but for next episode of listening to Tonto's Demise, we might bring that up to you with the draft picks and what we think of everybody's team.
Yeah, like a preview, Tonto Bowl preview, prediction.
Tonto Bowl preview, I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So these, I don't know. I don't want to talk about my team right now.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm going with Crick.
All right, I'm giving it to Gags.
All right.
Any closing words?
Closing words. Well, everybody, welcome to the season.
Yeah.
I know we've been waiting for it. I know personally, like around June, maybe even May, I was like, oh, God, fantasy football. I can't wait for it to come. You gotta get a magazine. I'm always the first one. I try to avoid it all the time, but I can't stop. And I bought 2 magazines.
Take this.
Oh. And so yeah, but welcome to the season. Now I'm kind of like, it's here. The draft's over. The high point. Let's get this game going.
Yep.
I, for one, am going to watch the game tomorrow just to watch the game.
I want to watch a little bit too.
Yeah, so.
I want to play Kelvin Benjamin, but no, he's on a snap count. Can't do it.
I want to play Jonathan Stewart.
Yeah.
But I might still. I think I am playing him.
I think you.
All right. That's where my head's at. I don't know what's going on.
Drunk.
I'm drunk. I had one Helltown, the Rapture IPA, and it's fucking me up. But no, welcome everybody. Welcome. Can't wait to play against you. Can't wait to talk trash to you. Can't wait to see more Bigler videos. I hope Bigler goes so crazy that he runs through the streets of Richland in his leotard, and goes into the Honey Bear to buy himself some milk and some Gallagher's iced tea with it on video, and holding the Intercontinental Championship belt.
Please.
Yes, please do it.
Yeah.
Please do it. So welcome.
Can't wait for Craig's recap.
Yes, can't wait for Craig's recap. I totally forgot about the recap. Dear Lord.
It'll either be 3 hours long when he wins, or maybe 10 minutes when I win.
I hope he also throws in a draft review.
Yeah.
For him, for his point of view.
Yeah.
What other words do you have to say, Brian?
Nothing. Nola's finally asleep. We're good to go.
Okay. Nola, do you have anything to say?
She is out.
For once, Nola has nothing to say. All right, guys. This is oh my gosh, I almost forgot. Yes, I am ready, Brian. Ready? Go.
That was a warm-up.